Hi, folks. Meteorologist Tom Kvika again. We have a warning. This warning, as expected, as I was talking about just a few minutes ago, has been extended downstream to include much of Sabine, Natchitoches parishes, and then even reaching into the northwest corner of Grand Parish and the western side of Wynne Parish. So again, this includes several of these local areas here in central Louisiana. The principal thing that's going on here is winds and indicating, I was indicating, I think they weakened to about 60 miles per hour, from maybe being 70 plus over in East Texas, and that appears to be the case, but that's still kind of on the lower end of the warning criteria. Remember, for a severe thunderstorm warning, that needs to be 60 mile per hour winds or higher, and so we're at the bottom of that, but that doesn't negate the threat. 60 mile per hour winds can do some damage. They can cut power, they can down trees, especially we have a lot of trees that are dead from last year's drought. Some of the pine trees been infested with the pine beetle. The drought kind of enabled that a little bit more. And the soil is wet. So we may see a little bit more tree damage than we might typically would with a 60 mile per hour wind. So take this seriously if you're in these areas. So let me go ahead and stop this, and we'll zoom in and see, and Sabine Parish, who's included in the warned area. Manning, you're included. Alliance, going in toward Negrete, Florine, Mount Carmel, Fisher, Fort Jessup, going in to the north. We've got Belmont, and over to the east, we've got Marthaville coming back into Natchitoches Parish, Allen, Powhatan. We've got King Hill area coming back into Ajax, further to the northwest. Robeline and Natchitoches Parish included there, going into Provençal, Hagewood, Breedlove Hills, Sibley Lake. We've got Coldwater in there as well, Shady Oaks. So we have, let's see, Natchitoches. The city of Natchitoches is in that warning, as well as Clarence, and going up to Campty. And looks like we've got our friends in Creston included there, and to the south, Vienna Bend, out south of Natchitoches, Point Place, Natchez, Bermuda, Cypress, Florida, and then going into Melrose and Lakeview community, as well as Clutcheville. Let's go out to the west. Bellwood is in that, the Val's Mill, Peason. We got Mount Carmel there, as I mentioned, Lotus, and Mink into there. Looks like heading eastbound, we've got the Aloha community just out of the east west side of the east side of the warning. So let's go up into the northern areas there, where we see, let's see, that extreme corner of Grant Parish right there. Montgomery looks like, and the surrounding rural area is about the only thing included there. Just a small corner of that, the northwest part of Grant Parish, and then moving up into western Wynne Parish, we've got out the highway there. It looks like out Highway 84, going out of Winfield, but not in Winfield. Heading further to the east, Cooley, Coldwater there. We got Goldana. And let's see, probably, I don't think we're quite as far out as Gum Springs, but that kind of gives you an idea. Some of the other locations that are just missing that area. Hargis is right on the borderline there, by the way. Verda and over toward Atlanta, and these locations just to the east of there. So I would keep my eyes peeled, because that's not very far, and this storm system could maintain its energy through that next hour to get into that warned territory there. So again, that is the warned area that we're talking about, and it is again until 11:30 p.m. So high wind possible, very heavy rainfall with that, and of course we got lightning going on, but not as much as there was in East Texas. So I think this is slowly weakening as it heads eastbound, and it should, because it's going over territory that's kind of been worked over. The juice has already kind of been used up by previous showers and thunderstorms that would have further back downstream that we've warned on, and those guys have done their job, so they're getting out of here. The new stuff coming in is not going to find as fertile an atmosphere as they did, so I do expect at least a slow weakening trend. But again, there's that warning all the way into western Grant and western Wynne Parish, that far east. So again, what about Rapides Parish? What about Vernon? Well, that's a different office. Well, remember, we changed from Natchitoches up here to Lake Charles down here, so we'll see what the Lake Charles office will do with these showers and thunderstorms in this convective line as the night wears on. So again, severe thunderstorm warning for much of Sabine, Natchitoches, Western Wind, and Northwest Grant Parish. And of course, there's a wind threat. Stay indoors, stay away from windows, and